Hi, this is Zach Henderson with LSA Associates. I'm going to be talking about the new and improved LSA Toolbar. It's been updated and repackaged as an add-in, so it works now with ArcMap 10 and also 10.1. What this toolbar does, well actually there's a couple different functions that are associated with this toolbar, but what I'm going to be talking about today is basically the layout format, and I'll get into the specifics here in just a little bit. But let's first start off with a typical map example. We are given some type of project area shown here in yellow, and so we add it to the map, and we're just using Bing Maps as our aerial base. So we're now in the data frame, and we've already specified the coordinate system associated with this data frame. So now we're going to go ahead into the layout view, and then this is the default layout view that is applied. Now at this point we could apply a map template. One of the reasons that we're not going to be using map templates is because a lot of times our various project managers will want to change the format of how a figure looks. So 8.5 by 11 or 11 by 17, portrait or landscape. And this happens quite a bit as we add more detail, or as the comments come in that they want to see more detail with a specific aspect of the project. Then we'll need to basically zoom in and create an 11 by 17 figure. Likewise, if they want less detail or they want more of a kind of a macro viewpoint, then we'll have a tendency to go to 8.5 by 11. Now this may sound simple enough, but in working with map templates it gets kind of cumbersome, and so we kind of created this toolbar to take care of that. So right now we have the format pages, we have the individual page elements that you can add in, scale bar, north arrow, formatting legends, and so forth, and then of course the about button, which just tells you the version. So real quick, we're going to go ahead and format an 8.5 by 11 portrait map, and it just asks you if you want to do that, and you go ahead and hit yes. And then what it does is it basically reformats everything. It puts your figure number here in the LSA format. All the fonts are in the LSA format, so here's your project name, map title. Here is your scale bar, and then here's your legend that's been created based upon this. Now, I know, for example, let's say I want to zoom out just a little bit more, but I also want to pick a scale that's divisible by 12. So I'm going to pick 1 to 36,000. I can now go back into the LSA toolbar format and just click on the scale bar, and let's go ahead and zoom in so we can see it did indeed reformat the scale bar. Now the scale bar is going to be 1 inch. Again, this is using the newest formatting for ArcMap 10. So if I double click on here, this is the tagline. You can tell it's using the smart tags here. So if I were to save this, let's just say save temp test.mxd, it will save that, and then it will also update the footer plus the date, and so that creates that. So now let's, for example, let's say we want a zoomed in version. So we're going to go ahead and reformat this page to 11 by 17 portrait. So we're going to say OK. So now it's an 11 by 17 portrait, and we're still at 36,000. So now we can actually kind of zoom in at 1 to 24,000 and get quite a bit more detail. Again, we'll have to adjust the scale bar. So we'll go down and say scale bar, and then readjust it. If we add in other data sets, we can go ahead and hit reformat the legend. If the legend somehow gets deleted, we can go ahead and we can add in a new legend. This is really important because the legend has certain characteristics and certain size, widths, fonts that are used. So to be able to add this in quickly and easily is extremely important. If we want also like an inset map, we can go ahead and add that. We can go under inset map. And here it'll ask us what project boundary we want to go ahead and pick. And what it does is it adds in an inset map and kind of shows the project area and has kind of this call out. So let's go ahead and zoom into this area so you can see a little bit more. And so it adds that in the correct location. Again, this toolbar's primary function is to make sure that all the maps that are produced by LSA Associates are in exactly the same format. And so that from one page to another, from one project to another, there's that degree of consistency. The other thing it does is it does really speed up reformatting issues. So you're not spending your time trying to put the figure number in the right location, or you have something, on this one sheet it's this one font, and on this other sheet it's a different type of font, or the spacing is a little bit off. So this kind of takes care of all of that. So, and we found that working in kind of the .NET environment gave us the flexibility to kind of do this type of granular adjustments and tweaks to the LSA maps that we needed. Thank you.